Greetings, traveller. Haha, welcome again to the final episode of Bracket Fights, where we find out what album's going to be in top, but you probably already know what that's going to be. But it's not the destination, it's the journey along the way. And we're going to pit albums against each other just like the previous two videos, and it's going to be controversial, people are going to shout at me, it's going to be fun. So let's get stuck in with the first fight. So first up is stupid already. We got Rust in Peace, classic Megadeth album, versus Don't Break the Oath, classic Merciful Fate album. Now both of these are amazing in their particular genres. You've got amazing thrash metal, you've got amazing classic heavy metal. Which one's better? It really depends on preference. I love both these albums. You could easily put any of these top, but for me, this is going to trigger already. I'm going to put Rust in Peace top for this one. Now, I love King Diamond. He's a fucking amazing vocalist, and he's a better vocalist than Dave Mustaine. But Rust in Peace, those solos, man, those fucking solos. I think that's the best thrash metal album ever made. Ever fucking made. Like, beats anything Metallica's ever done. Beats anything any other fucking thrash metal band has ever done, because I like guitar solos, and that is fucking filled with them. But if we're talking singing, sure, Don't Break the Oath would win. But I'm not talking singing, I'm talking fucking guitar, and Rust in Peace is a masterpiece, so masterpiece is Rust in Peace. Also, before we get too deep into it, fight along at home. Put in the comments below what you think would win between these fights, and have a good old romp. I think in the previous video, I picked Sleep over Sad Winds of Destiny for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I don't know what I was smoking to pick that, but you know, I'm changing it because I can do what the fuck I want. Sad Wings of Destiny wins that one because I don't know what the hell I was smoking. So this fight is going to be Sad Wings of Destiny, Judas Priest, versus Rainbows Rising. Now, both of these albums I talked about recently in my 1970s video, and I love both of them, but if I had to give it to one, it would be Judas Priest. Sad Wings of Destiny is an amazing album. I don't know why I picked Sleep over it. I do love Sleep, but compared to the Priest, what? Now we come to a crossroad. We have Sad Wings of Destiny versus Rust in Peace. Which one's gonna win? Which one's gonna win? This is another hard one. I think for me personally, Megadave takes the biscuit. Megadave takes the biscuit on this one. Just like I said, the solos, the guitar, Tornado of Souls, all that is fucking perfect. But The Ripper, Victims of Change, so many good ones on Sad Wings as well. So really there's no winners here, only losers. Next up we have Cynic's Focus. Very technical, proggy, jazzy metal versus Suffocation, a technical death metal. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna take it on top? For me, I love both of these, but it's not my favourite Suffocation album that they've picked. And it's my favourite Cynic album they picked. So on that basis, I'm going to go with Cynic for this one. Just because it's my favourite, you know. And I still love Suffocation, but Effigy of the Forgotten, that's my favourite. That's my bae. So, yeah, Cynic takes the cake, takes the bloody biscuit. Next up is another stupid one. Slayer's Reign in Blood, classic thrash, versus Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Who's gonna win this little brawl? The Seventh Son's gonna win this one. I like Slayer. Fucking fantastic album. But you put it against Maiden, it's gonna fucking lose every single fucking time. You could put any Slayer album against any Maiden. You could put any Slayer album against any Bruce Dickinson album. Or Paul Di'Anno. It's gonna lose. It's gonna fucking lose. It just is. It's not even fucking close, to be honest. Thrash, compared to Maiden, yeah, Maiden's gonna fucking win. So, with that said, we got Cynic versus Seventh Son. Focus versus Seventh Son. And you know where I'm gonna go with this? Seventh Son's fucking winning. You can take all the jazzy, proggy, fusion metal you want, and throw it in the garbage fire, because when it's against Seventh Son, it doesn't stand a chance in hell. So Seventh Son wins this one. So that leaves us with a difficult choice. Seventh Son versus Rust in Peace. And the same can be said from what I said for Slayer, what I can say for Megadeth, even though I love Megadeth more. Maiden's Maiden. Seventh Son's gonna mop the fucking floor with Rust in Peace, in my opinion. It just is. It just fucking is, alright? Seventh Son is the king here. So that's going through to the semi-finals. So next up, a really fucking easy one, and it should be easy for you guys as well. If you pick the wrong fucking one on this one, I'll come to your house and greetings, traveller. Mastodon's Crack the Sky, Five Finger Death Punch, Away the Fist. Easy decision. Mastodon's Crack the Sky. It's a prog metal fucking masterpiece, in my opinion, versus an alright album. So, yeah, Crack the Sky. It's an easy win for that. Next up, we have Disturbed's 10,000 Fists versus Deathspell Omega's Paracletus. I kept saying Paralactus last time, and I always thought it was Paralactus. But no, I was mistaken. It's Paracletus. Like the hillbilly from Simpsons. So now, this is a difficult one. It's my favourite Disturbed album versus my favourite Deathspell album. And, you know, I gotta go with Deathspell for this one. It's black metal. It's very chaotic, dissonant kind of black metal, similar to Ulcerate. But I love it. That sound, it's so chaotic, so interesting, so unique. Disturbed sound, it's not that unique. It's good, you know? I've kind of fallen off the Disturbed train recently, to be honest. I did used to love them, same with Korn and stuff like that, but now I'm kind of like, they're good. I'm not going to hate on any of them, but if it was going to choose between that and Deathspell's winning easy. Fucking easy. So Paracletus is the winner. So then it comes to Paracletus versus Crack the Sky. And I love both of these. These would both be my top albums of all time. I'm gonna have to go with Crack the Sky. I just think it's masterful. It's Mastodon's best album, in my opinion. I love Oblivion. I love Divinations. I love The Last Baron. Just all these amazing songs on this disc. And it takes you to the fucking space station. You're floating around just like, whoa, tripping balls. It's great. It's great. Paracletus is good as well, but compared to Crack the Sky, nah. Nah. Next up we got Panopticon. Kind of folky, strange black metal. Versus Def Leppard. For this one, Panopticon is going to win. Just for personal preference, I prefer that kind of folky, atmospheric-y kind of black metal sound to Def Leppard, in my opinion. I love Def Leppard, but I just think other bands did it better. Saxon did it better. Maiden, you know, Serafungal, Sabbath, all the classic bands did it better than Leppard, in my opinion. And I've seen Leppard a couple of times live, and they're great, but there's a lot of bands better. And Panopticon, I think, just tickles my fancy more, so it is winning for this one. Ooh, juicy! We have Master of Puppets versus From Mars to Sirius by Gojira. You know, I might get hate for this one, I might get flack for this one, because I'm picking Gojira. This album is probably, I can't remember, I did a top 50 albums, and I can't remember where I put this, but I think it's in my top 10. I think it's in my top 10 albums of all time. So, what can I say? It's not my favourite Metallica album. My favourite Metallica album is Ride the Lightning. And then it would probably be Master of Puppets. Yeah. But From Mars to Sirius is my favourite Gojira album. Flying Whales has the best riff in metal. It just does. It just does. When the fucking whale noises, when it's like, and then it hits you with the doom. You just can't help but, you know, break your neck to it. There's nothing better. Nothing better. Heaviest Matter in the Universe, Backbone, Global Warming, all these amazing songs. But Master of Puppets is a fucking 10 out of 10 as well. Battery is the best opener of all time. It's a hard one. If you pick Master of Puppets, which I assume most people would, that's cool with me. That's cool with me. But for me, Master Sirius is flawless. So then that leaves it with Gojira's From Master Sirius versus Crack the Sky. This is a very hard one, but I'm gonna have to go with Gojira again, just from what I said. I love both of them, both 10s for me, but Gojira's in my top 10, I'm pretty sure. So, Gojira. So, Gojira's from Master Sirius versus Iron Maiden, 7th Son of a 7th Son. What's gonna win this? Gojira's winning. Another one that's gonna get hate in the comments for this, but Gojira's winning this one just because it's one of my favourite albums. 7th Son's a masterpiece as well, but it's not my favourite. My favourite's Brave New World, which isn't even on this, and then it would be Powerslave. Then it would be Somewhere in Time is really fucking underrated. So Somewhere in Time, then 7th Son. So, you know, but Gojira is my favourite, so fuck it. That's winning. So Gojira's from Master Sirius is like on top at the moment. Next up we have a interesting one. The Bleeding by Cannibal Corpse versus Lateralis by Tool. Both fucking fantastic albums. My favourite Cannibal Corpse album. Not my favourite Tool album. Anema's my favourite Tool album, but Lateralis is still flawless, and I think I'm going to have to go with Tool. I'm a Tool fanboy. Yes, I'm one of them. I'm one of fucking... You could probably already tell just by watching my videos. But yeah, Lateralis is just flawless. The song Lateralis is like... you just don't understand it, man. The Bleeding's amazing as well. It's got my favourite Cannibal Corpse song on. Stripped, Raped and Strangled. It's just catchy as fuck, even though the lyrics, you know, questionable, but it's death metal. You don't go to death metal for nice, happy, flowery lyrics. So it's fun. But, again, gonna have to give it to Tool for this one. Next up, The Jester Race by In Flames versus Cryptopsy's None So Vile. Technical death metal masterpiece versus melodic death metal masterpiece. And some of the hardcore people might be annoyed. Me, I'm gonna go with In Flames. Jester Race, I've always loved it. It's been in my top albums for years and years and years. It was my top album of all fucking time until recently. So it might go high. It might go high. But I just love all the passages in it. December Flower is a bloody masterpiece. I love December Flower. Goliath's the Psalm of David's. Everything in this album is fucking flawless. Next up, Individuals' Fault Patterns versus Blackwater Park. I love both. Death's amazing. One of my favourite death metal bands. Opeth's, Opeth's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, Blackwater Park's winning this one. Just because I'm really fucking biased. But, if it was against a lot of other bands, Death would win. If against a lot of other bands, Death would win. But it's not. It's against Opeth, so... fucking loser. Never forgetty. Mum spaghetti. Next up, Symbolic versus Storm of the Lightsbane. And as much as I love Dissection, as much as I love Storm of the Lightsbane, melodic black metal at its fucking finest, I'm gonna have to give it to Death. As like I said, Death is one of my favourite bands as well. Symbolic's fucking flawless. Crystal Mountain's on this one, come on. Symbolic wins, just because it's a fucking amazing album. Okay, so I skipped one. Let's go back a second. You have Lateralis versus Jester Race, and as I said, Jester Race is one of my favourites, so Jester Race is going to win that one pretty easy. So now we have Symbolic, which just won, versus Opeth's Blackwater Park. And, I'm going to have to give it to Opeth for this one. I love Symbolic. Again, I love Symbolic. But Opeth's one of my favourite bands. Blackwater Park's a masterpiece. Made them big as they are today, so Blackwater Park winning. Next up we have Emperors in the Nightside Eclipse versus Burzum's Hivers, the long title that I can't pronounce. One with the fucking crows on. Both fucking flawless, both amazing black metal albums, but Filosofem's my favourite, so I'm going to give it to Emperor because In the Nightside Eclipse is amazing. I love the melodies in that. They introduce like synthy, like kind of keyboard shit without being cheesy, and that's hard to do. So I'll give them credit for that. Emperor wins this one. Next up, Powerslave versus Tool's Anema. And it's my favourite Tool album. But it's one of my favourite Maiden albums, so I'm going to have to give it to Maiden. Powerslave, fucking Flash of the Blade, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Powerslave, Aces High. Powerslave is the winner. Powerslave versus In the Nightside Eclipse. You know, both fucking amazing, but again, Maiden is Maiden. Powerslave wins. Next up, Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest versus Once by Nightwish. Yeah, for this one, this is going to trigger all the fucking Nightwish fans. Yeah, Judas Priest is winning this one. It's not even a contest. Screaming for Vengeance is one of my favourite Judas Priest albums. It's in the S tier for a fucking reason, because it's a masterpiece. Love this to bits. Priest is a legend alongside Maiden. So, Priest is winning, but Nightwish, that album is my favourite, and I love Taja. That era of Nightwish is my favourite. Love all the albums. Once is still great, but Screaming for Vengeance is a classic, so it's gonna fucking win. Next up, Ashes Against the Grain by Agalloch versus Avenged Sevenfold City of Evil. And I love both of these. You might have some haters for Avenged Sevenfold, but I like all their albums. The stage is a bit strange, iffy for me. Not sure about the direction on that one, but all your albums I fucking love. City of Evil, it's great, but Ashes Against the Grain is fucking fantastic. Falling Snow, Limbs, all these fucking amazing songs. I know Agalloch themselves don't like it, they think it's a bit too polished, but I love it. Amazing album, love Agalloch to bits. It's gonna win. Screaming for Vengeance versus Ashes Against the Grain. Oh, I don't know. I think, yeah. Judas Priest is winning this one. Judas Priest is winning this one. Screaming for Vengeance. Come on, it's a fucking classic. Has to. So then we have a real juicy one. Screaming for Vengeance versus Powerslave. Well, this is too hard for me. I might have to pass it over to my colleague.
Monkey! Pick Powerslave! Monkey! Powerslave, monkey!
So my colleague wasn't really feeling like communicating properly. Fuck off, fly. Piss off. My colleague wasn't feeling like communicating properly, but the winner is Powerslave because Maiden's Maiden. And there'll be a big fight. Maiden or Priest. A lot of people like one or the other better. Maiden's for me. If I had to choose, you know, I have to go with Maiden. Have to go with Maiden. But both flawless, but Powerslave is, you know, fucking amazing. In order to stop this from being too long, I think we'll have to split it into a quadrilogy. It's going to be a quadrilogy, hopefully not as bad as any of the new Star Wars movies or any of those kind of movies that elongate it, make it way fucking worse. But we're going to have to make another episode for the right-hand side of the list, and then we'll see what wins in the end. Hopefully you had some fun, and we'll see you again on another Album Fights.